We step out into the glorious future of 1994.
Whoa, I never thought it was going to look like this.
We're going to say they're filming at a date, which you first of all shouldn't do. Set it in like 4,791 or something that no one's ever going to reach. Everyone will be dead by then, it's fine. Everyone's excited because they're at, I guess it's the future 1994 equivalent of the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yes.
Except
isn't it called World Vision or something
like
like
the World Vision Song Contest. And then these two, just an insane kind of song and dance routine is going on with this two guys, guy, Alan Love, and the woman whose name I forget, Grace something, and they're singing the song, which I honestly was like, are they singing to them?
Yes,
and they
exactly
are.
What
they're singing.
Great, fabulous, super, fabulous, groovy. Fabulous!
That's enough.
So, the film starts very clear with the song, and gives you an idea of what all the songs in this film will be. And there's a lot of them. It sounds like it was written in another language, and then translated, and the words were forced into the verses.
To the beam.
What's the BEM? And they never explain it. But it's never actually boring. We're gonna set it up.
It's fun.
It's fun.
That's the thing.
You will enjoy. What happened? Did he get hit on the head at comedy style and became a completely different filmmaker?
Did he just discover cocaine or something like that?
Yeah, this is a movie where someone just discovered cocaine.
Yeah.
So we have the movie. It kind of opens. There's just mad song being sung by these two characters. One of the most interesting things about this movie is this main guy. The two main actors, actually, George Gilmore, who plays the hero Alfie, and Alan Love, who plays one of the bad singers. They're called, like, Dandy and...
Trandy, something like that.
Trandy and Dandy or something.
Oh, the dog has the runs.
And Alan Love is going to be a few more films. George Gilmore will never be in another film. No idea what happened to him. Alan Love has clearly attempted to erase this from his past because he went on to become a restaurateur apparently, but such a bad one at that. Also, in that Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, you know, what's his face? What's his first name?
I don't know.
Something Ramsay. You know what I mean? The
Asshole Ramsay. Yeah,
the Scottish guy, and he's all yells. He's like, "Hey, what's this? It looks like." I don't know, you know,
penises.
Looks like penises. It's supposed to look like actual food. And he yells.
That's a terrible accent.
Yeah, exactly. That's the joke. Okay. He was apparently on that, and his restaurant has since closed. But he's less embarrassed by being a restaurateur than he ever was about being an actor and singer, which is kind of interesting. And
people are loving it.
People are loving it. We cut up to the what do you call those rooms? The
control room.
The control room, and Ming the Merciless is there.
Yes.
With a very fey black man covered in glitter. And the fey black man covered in glitter is saying it's amazing, with excitement up to 90, heartbeats up to 138. I mean, this is as good as things are going.
We're doing okay. Excitement 90, tension 92, pulse rate 132, and 138 heartbeats.
Not really.
And this guy is not Ming the Merciless, right?
No.
Who is he?
I don't know who he is.
Oh my god, am I gonna have to do all the heavy lifting?
Wow the crowd.
They wow the crowd.
And then they bring out these two little folk assholes.
Yep. From Moose Jaw, Canada. Big shout out for Moose Jaw, apparently. It's George Gilmore and Catherine Mary Stewart, who is the one actress.
Well, she was not at the point where she got hired in this movie.
Yes.
It's her first role, and she was a dancer at the time, and that's what she thought she was going to do for the rest of her career.
Universal love of love. And the whole audience just immediately start booing.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, they start booing, but then the audience kind of like, through their booing, start to go, huh, maybe this is okay. And they calm down.
It's not.
What's the matter with you?
It's so beautiful.
Some people will do anything to keep from being deported.
We go up to Mr. Boogaloo, who's Ming the Merciless. We call him Mr. Ming from now on.
Yeah, Mr. Ming.
Mr. Ming. Mr. Ming, and he's like, well, this isn't good.
Who the hell are they?
They're nobodies, I swear. They're just a couple of kids from Moose Jaw.
Moose where?
I think it's in Canada.
Now 80s.
And the fey black guy is like, oh, they'll never reach 150 of heartbeats or whatever. And they do.
Don't worry, boss. They'll never reach 150.
151.
Okay.
Do people get really jazzed watching folk music?
No one does. This music, this is like the least exciting music you've ever heard. It's kind of sets the tone for any of the worthy music, because there's a lot of like a really jazzy, funky music, especially the evil music, but then all the good music is like terrible.
It's Gem and the Holograms problem,
Yes.
where like the Misfits have much better music than Gem and the Holograms.
Yeah.
Come on, let's just go home.
But he liked us. Maybe he'll sign us. We need an agent.
I don't trust him.
He's the biggest agent in the world. He made Pandy and Dandy. He made the BIM. Please, Alfie.
I mean, is there nothing so stupid that some woman won't fall for it?
So what ends up happening is he tries to hire them because he wants to make them stars. Now, I had a really weird problem because Mr. Ming is like, we're gonna make them stars, it's gonna be huge! He forces people to listen to his music.
I understand the government has adopted your BIM song as part of their national fitness program. Is that true?
You'll know tomorrow. You may print what you just said, Joe Pittman, and you'll find yourself in the unemployment line tomorrow morning. How about that?
Well, you are a woman. Go out and roar.
It is mandated by law.
This, sir.
A BIM earring. Nice.
It's a bin mark, and you can stick it anywhere.
Well done, Ashley. We are all going to wear it from now on.
And never, ever tell him he's right.
Why?
Because he's a man, Marcy. And the only thing uglier than a man who thinks he's right is...
A BIM earring.
It's just, it's a very confusing movie because we don't really understand what this future is. Does he control the world?
It feels like he does, because if he can make people stop to dance.
Yeah, and the police are forcing people to wear BIM marks, which are basically like a triangle you attach to your forehead or your face.
And if you don't have it, you have to go back home or you'll be fined. Like, so it doesn't. He could fucking put like a donkey that's like wailing into a microphone, and people would have to like it. So they have a musical number, and you know something I really like about the Apple is that I hate kind of stage-bound musicals, where the musical numbers happen only on stage, or they have to be in like the imagination of the people in the film, like something like Chicago.
Yes.
Because people are like, well, people can't sing and dance in movies, and it's like, well, fuck you, this is not real.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Go upstairs to meet with Mr. Boogaloo, Mr. Ming, and Mr. Ming has Gamorrean guards from Return of the Jedi and Tuskmen for some reason. It's never explained.
His name is like Bulldog or something like that.
Yeah, Bulldog. And
he looks more like a walrus.
Rocksteady or whatever. And they come in and he goes, here's your contracts, they're really long and stuff. And Alfie's like, oh, we gotta need these contracts, man. And he's like, well, you've only got 20 minutes. And the press, here comes the press already coming in to see you sign them.
Mr. Boogaloo, did you say 5 o'clock? That's in 20 minutes.
Yes, and the press is waiting too. So let's not waste time. Ah, voila.
And Daddy's gonna make it all better.
And obviously BB, being a stupid lady, she's like, well, I'm just gonna sign it, not even gonna read it.
An earthquake happens.
An earthquake happens, and everybody's just looking at him.
What's the matter with you?
Hey, you think I'm enjoying this? I was throwing up all night.
Well, so did I at first, but it passes.
You know? But then he immediately has another premonition, and then BB signs, he doesn't, and then we get...
my favorite musical number. And this song is not good either. But man, is it fun to watch, because suddenly they're in hell, and there's people with 2 faces, there's spider people dancing on the wall. Look, a vampire!
Yeah, so the weirdest thing is like, obviously, Ming the Mess, they asked someone from a foreign culture who didn't know what Satan was to draw Satan. He has one golden horn out of part of his head that kind of just looks like somebody glued like a small golden finger or something to his head. That's what Satan looks like, a one-horned vampire. From that musical number into BB's big musical number, which is like incredible, because she's like, America, the land of the free, and she's like, and America needs speed, popping pills all the time, speed. The song is literally about doing drugs. This is just a movie.
All the Hotel California.
Yeah, Gilmore or Alfie is very confused by what's going on.
He's just like, I just want to sing about my universal melody. He's living in a shitty apartment with a stereotypical...
Okay, so Mary McGowan is there, and I initially thought Mary McGowan was his mother. Did you think this?
I also saw it, yeah.
So she's like, oh, everything's going wrong. But then what George does is, he zooms out Mary McGowan, and he grabs her breasts and squeezes them and goes, whoop, 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 whoop. And I went, whoa, not his mother, unless there's some really weird stuff going on here.
I'm mortified.
I think she's sort of like his landlady, but
do you think that, because at one point she says that he can't even pay rent, so he's doing sexual favors for her to stay in that apartment,
yeah,
right?
she is. It's a real sort of Breakfast at Tiffany's type of thing.
looks like another little filly in the old Bundy stable. Give me a beer, will you?
He's just a gigolo shagging his landlady to stay in the room and all that. And she sort of, I guess she's the, what's the word, that character who kind of gives the straight talking advice, because he's like, I couldn't sell my song, and then I got beaten up by the Bims, Ming the Merciless's toughies.
Yeah, Bulldog,
and then
Rocksteady.
she's like, well, here's what you do. Why don't you kind of shit that they like?
Why don't you write the kind of shit they like so you can sell it and pay me what you owe me? I want the money by the end of the week.
That's a literal quote from the movie, and you're like, and he's like, what are you talking about? I want to sing my crappy hippie songs about love.
That no one wants to listen to.
Or, so we get a montage of him singing a song called Where Has the Love Gone?
Yeah.
Terrible. It's like,
where has the love gone?
It's so tedious. George Clinton, like, woke up one morning, sent him a bunch of, like, music he just, like, chords
like
written down,
like stuff like
written
that.
down, and he was like, this will make some quick money so I can go back to being super funky with Parliament or whatever. Montage where everyone was forced to dance.
Would you like to dance for an hour every day? Like, they force you to dance?
Probably better than doing heart surgery, I guess. Or
but it would be like the Coldplay or something like that.
He goes to the party and he meets the lady, not the Alan Love, I don't know, Darcy, whatever her name is. Mm-hmm. And she basically goes...
She's the female member of the evil team.
Yeah, and the evil team obviously has been trying to shag, or is shagging BB. So she's like, I'm going to get a wee ride off George Gilmore here. And he goes, I'll have a scotch on the rocks or whatever. And she's like, no, I'm making my special drink.
Oh, I love this. That she makes them... And it's like a weird kind of... drag party that's going on.
Yeah, she basically...
Is this supposed to be like evil because it's like men dressing up as women?
Yeah, because that obviously is evil, as we know, in the 1980s, according to Magnum Golan, I suppose. And so she roofies him, basically. And this actually follows earlier in the movie, which she missed completely, is the first party they go to before they get signed by Ming the Merciless. Alan Love takes BB up the stairs, and he goes, hey, take one of these. She goes, what is it? And he goes, oh, they're just little pills. And she goes, sure.
I've never been so high in my life.
You're joking. Here, try one of these.
What are they?
Just little pills. They won't harm you.
Ruining her for all other men.
And you're like, that's not an explanation of what something is.
I loved when Alfie was drinking and he realizes it's drugged. Yeah. He just keeps drinking it, and at one point takes another glass from someone.
He's like, well, I'm thirsty though. I mean, I'll just finish this.
Listen, if I'm drugged, what's the problem with being more drugged?
He gets to the party, he's like, I'm fucking gasping, man. And the guy's like, look, we've only got these drinks, but they're all full of drugs, man. And he's like, well, I am thirsty. No, any water in? Well, $7. Okay, I'll just have one of these.
I'll just have these free drug drinks.
I'm having these free drug drinks.
And then she rapes him.
Yeah, she basically does. And again, in yet another example of this film not being very subtle, the song's main line is, I'm coming. She's just like, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming.
Oh, that's the whole song.
That's the whole song. I'm coming. And then we get this amazing, like, through a kaleidoscope view of all these other couples doing sex dancing on beds. It's kind of like, this was definitely a point where I was like, who is this movie for? The universe here, it's just a bunch of random sort of vaguely futuristic stuff, to the point where the cars that Ming the Merciless and that drive around, they literally look like the car Homer designs in The Simpsons.
And the dude.
And he decides to go and live in the forest, like a hippie, I guess, and he meets a secret hobo society run by Joss Ackland in a huge, ridiculous beard. Basically, all that happens, he goes to live with them, and then BB just kind of goes... She goes downstairs for breakfast, I guess, meets Darcy and Dim Dim or whatever, and then Darcy goes... Listen, he still loves you and all that. I tried to shag him last night, or I did shag him last night.
Yeah, that's right. The female evil team member has some doubts. She has a little bit of a character arc.
She did pump him though, didn't she?
She did, yes.
Yeah, and she's like, I pumped him last night, but he wasn't that into it, even though I roofied him.
Tiny dick.
Yeah, and so you should go and get him. And she's like, oh, okay. And she runs out, basically.
Is that character development, though, that someone kind of pushes her into doing the thing that she should do?
Because also it doesn't even make sense why the evil team woman done it, you know? So she runs out and she goes to Murder McGill's house. And Murder McGill's just standing there, totally in the buff, with a big, huge trout in front of her. And she's like, come and get it. And the woman goes, BB goes, no thank you. Do you know where Alfie is? And she's like, oh, Alfie, well, he didn't want any of it either by now. So he's went off to live in the woods with a secret hobo society. She goes down. She meets Joss Ackland, who's just hanging out with his top off, with his big beard. And he goes, you should come with me, love. And she's like, okay, I'll go with you, no problem. And he goes, you must be BB. And she's like, oh, if you know who I am, you must know who Alfie is. And you're like, you're literally the biggest star in the world at this point. Obviously he knows who you are. Why would he immediately
We're forced to dance to your music an hour a day.
And then, literally what happens is, she lives in the cave with Alfie for a year. Like, it just cuts forward a year, and Alfie has a big beard. They're all like, they're all out in the woods, having like hands across the world, we're all the hippie, wonderful people. Also, Alfie's holding what I assume is their child. It's only been a year, and that child looks about 3 years old. It's very confusing.
So after a year, for some reason, the devil shows up.
Yeah, he's like, well, I haven't been that bothered about my star, who I'm on contract, being missing for a year.
And we're like, there's going to be some big fight scene or a big musical number.
All the baddies run in, all the evil police. Evil police kind of basically just like the police from THX 1138,
yeah.
You know? Hero Alfie, he goes, don't worry, Mr. Tops is going to show up. Now, we've never heard Mr. Tops mentioned before this entire movie. Did you hear Mr. Tops ever mentioned?
No.
What's going to happen to us, Alfie?
It's gonna be all right. I know he's gonna come.
Who's coming?
Mr. Tops.
Okay.
So what happens is...
Yeah, he goes, don't worry, Mr. Tops is going to show up. BB honestly, playing the audience, goes, you what? Who? Mr. Tops? Who's that? And then, what happens is, a gigantic gold ghost cart appears in the sky. I'm sorry for spoiling this for you people, but it's a literal Deus Ex Machina appears. A huge gold cart appears in the sky. Mr. Tops walks out, who is Joss Ackland in a big white suit.
Playing God at this point.
Yeah, playing God. And he...
Sergeant, arrest that man.
I can't. What do you mean you can't? I can't move my legs. I'm paralyzed.
Zowie.
Must I be the meat in an imbecile sandwich?
Alfie, bring your wife and child and come with me.
What do you think you're doing?
I've had enough of you.
Come and join us. All of you.
But I just persevere with my message.
So, everyone dies in the scene, right? Like it's like a Jonestown-style massacre.
He starts taking them into the sky, and
they're turning into ghosts.
Yeah, Ming the Merciless goes, what are you doing, mate? I mean, what are you doing?
We had a deal.
We had a deal. And he's like, oh, listen, pal.
I don't like the ending of The Apple because there's no big musical number at the end.
It's true.
And that really hurts the film, I think. That it doesn't end on a big, like, woo! It ends on, like,